So this engine needs to be lifted. You can see where this cavitation plate should be level with the bottom of the boat, and it's not. It's actually this plate here that is level with the bottom of the boat. So you take this, lift it up about 2.5 inches from here to here to put that across the bottom of the boat. And I can look at it and I can tell just by looking at it that that cavitation plate right there is way too low. So we're gonna have to take the bolts out, loosen them up, and then move it up to this location right here. You can kind of see it was mounted there before when it was on another boat. So we're gonna go ahead and take those out, jack that up, put it in there. So your engine lifting procedure might be a little different than what you see here. Not all engines are created the same in this regard. Some take special lifting rings, some have other lifting rings that are already installed on here, just in different locations. So what I would best suggest is that you consult your service manual and find out what the appropriate procedure is before you go trying to lift the engine up. And this is normally a pretty straightforward process. Take the 4 bolts out, jack the engine up, put the 4 bolts back in. But in my case here, all 4 of the bolts were galled out and seized on there, so I had to come back a day or so later after getting a few supplies, get the old grinder out, and cut them off there to get them to come down. And with a boat project like this, I don't expect anything to go smoothly. And that's probably a good tip there, something to remember when you're working on old boats. You know, if you think a job is going to take you an hour, double it. And that pretty much goes with any task on some of these old boats. Sometimes you just need a little finesse to get things to come off or to get things to go the way that you need them to go. And with a little bit of work right there, we were able to get the engine up and off. Now prep the surface to get it before we can go back on. Surface prep when you're mating surfaces like this, especially if you're going to be below the water line, is super important. Again, like this is a dry fit, so we're going to put silicone on here. We're not putting 4200 or 5200 on there because I want it to be able to come back off again relatively easy before I go for the final assembly. And the reason I did that, you'll see here in the next clip, is because those lower bolt holes in the slot locations were slightly different, and I had to re-drill them. Because this boat was originally manufactured for a 2-stroke that had just a slightly shorter shaft. So I think this 60 horses got a 25-inch shaft. The older engine, it was a Yamaha 50 horse. It was a 2-stroke and it had a 20-inch shaft on it, so the mounting locations were just slightly off, so I ended up having to re-drill them here. You're also going to notice that the transom bracket on this outboard is not the prettiest and it needs a little bit of attention. Well, when we go to pull the engine back off again to do the transom work that I want to do to the gel coat and remove those cockpit bales, I'm going to do some videos on, brushing up that transom assembly. The trim motor is also in pretty rough shape. It's still working at the moment, but it's not going to work forever. So I'm going to want to address that. But that's all going to come in future videos. That's that. It's mounted, it's siliconed. I've had this boat on the water a couple of times since this video was made. It doesn't leak through the transom, so we're in pretty good shape now. Alright, so here's my shameless plug for Titans Marine. We're a full-service marine business. We do engine repair and boat repair in Southwest Florida. We're based out of the Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. but we do service all of Lee County, some of Collier County, and some of Charlotte County as well. We can do anything from engine repair to the boat side stuff, from electrical installation. I don't necessarily offer like gel coat and detailing or anything like that to the customers. I do have 2 other subcontractors that I work with that specialize in that stuff. I'm officially trained in engine repair. I've been to the Mercury schools, been to Yamaha, been to Honda, ABYC, and NMEA. So I'm trying to keep my business focused on what I'm good at. But I do have a network of other businesses and other contractors that do the other work that I'm going to show here in these videos. Even though I'm capable of it, I'm not necessarily going to market that to my customers. So if you like what you see, you like these kind of videos, obviously head on over to the YouTube page, give a like, a subscribe. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. We're kind of all over the place. We do have a website, titansmarinellc.com. If you guys need any help with your own projects, feel free to reach out. I have no problem whatsoever, contacting and communicating with you guys to get you through.